Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Tuesday Night Live. Let me know if you can hear me because you know that we have those issues on the regular. Um, Yay! So we're live. We're going to play along with Craft Roulette. So let's do this. Okay, it looks like we've got somebody talking about tater tots. Looks like we're talking about dinner. So, hello, Justine, Tara, Shiloh. Happy birthday, Shiloh. I'm not going to sing to you because my voice is bad enough just to listen to me talk. We've got under a pile of paper. So, hello. Am I missing anybody that I haven't yet? Judy Van Zant, always. Hello, Judy. Okay. My hair looks good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It was blowout day. All right. We are playing along with episode 315 of Craft Roulette because it's what I love to do. I have a good time. It kind of stretches me, makes me do things that I normally wouldn't do. So the project is actually pretty easy. It can be hello, and the element has to hops or hopping strawberry fields and big letters. So we of course are going to bring in the Spring Plaids because we're going to use this beautiful red and green paper from Spring Plaids. But really, I think you could get by with any of these plaids. I mean, use them like to your heart's content. Shiloh says she loves her froggy press. If you guys didn't know, we actually have a pig and we have what else do we have? We have a dachshund and we have a cat, a gray cat. So we've got something for everybody, and there may or may not be designs being done in the background, like in the work. So anyway, let's get started. I know most of you have seen the Spring Plaids, but this is our top selling paper as far as pattern papers go. So you do get 24 double-sided sheets. That's a typo that says 48. So you get, this is the front. And then you got the green. This one's really good for who's your caddy if you're doing like golfing. And then you get this cute smaller plaid. That's the pinks and the greens. And then you get the one that we're going to use tonight. Then you get a bigger version of all the colors. I call it like the fruit punch colors. And on the back, this is great for baby cards. But again, you could use this for any type of plaid, like for golfing. This could be a ladies golfing. I've seen the team do amazing things. This is probably my favorite pattern out of them all. Then we've got this cute green. So there's a lot to work with in here, and it pairs well with the Savannah neutrals. So you can mix and match. And then I don't know. This is my second favorite. I'm a plaid girl. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to put this behind me so I don't lose the things. And if you can't tell, we're going to be coloring this Buggin You stamp set. So you've got this large and in charge Ladybug and inspired fairy. You've got this cute Ladybug and the daisy. Our sentiments say Buggin You with love. Justine saying that she loves mixing and matching papers. She's the best. Ladybug hugs and flower kisses. Love you, bug time. Life is better with a friend like you. You're simply adorable. And then it's got, her staring down at this cute little bug. So we're going to color her first. You know that it's my typical style that we color faces and eyes first so that we have some sort of, I call it the soul or the character of the image. I'm trying to get my markers closer to me. I'm running over a embossing tool gun. Okay. So we're going to use my go-to skin tones. And you said, what might that be? Well, I'm going to share it. So I use an EO4 as my scary dark. Hi, Colette. Hi, Lisa. I use an E1121, an E00, or an E000. If you don't have an EO4, you can use an RV95 or an E13. Or if you want her to be a darker skinned person, you absolutely could, because she would be fantastic to make these into braids. So I just thought I'd share. I do want to see one thing real fast, because I'm using a different setup right now. I just want to make. Yeah, my screen is flipped. Okay. Par for the course. Let's see if I can fix it. If I can't, we're just going to watch it backwards, because we're not going to lose the stream because of me messing with the things. Does it look backwards to you guys? I think we need to go back. Okay, I think we're fine. I think we're fine now. Okay. So, all right. Let's get started with the colors. I always forget the little, it's not backwards for you. Thank you for letting me know. We're going to start with this EO4. I always forget the little, like, shadow of the ear. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there because I'll forget it. So her hair is obviously the star of the show for her. I mean, everything about her is adorable. I'm going to zoom in tight here. And I'm just following the hairline, and I'm kind of bringing it down the side of the face a little bit. And again, you could be, if you're doing, a lighter skinned Caucasian, you could use an E13, you could use RV95. Be creative, guys. You could use an E53 and use the E50 family. Now, my E11 is actually darker than my E21. I'm not sure why, but it is. So we're just going to start with the 11. If your 21 is darker, you would use 21 next. All this clutter looks terrible. All right. So again, I'm kind of feathering this in, and I'm going right over that EO4. So tell me, besides Copics, what marker brands do you guys color with? So maybe I could start bringing some other markers into the mix. I do have a Hoo-Hoo. I am very bad at their color family. I have not been able to figure it out, but I would be open to learning it if that's something you wanted to see. And I have the majority of the Olo. So if you would like to see that, I knew Colette would say Olo. I know Justine's going to say that. We can, work on that a little bit. So I'm kind of feathering this in because this is our darker mid-tone. And so I use like a 4-color blend. So this is the first mid-tone. And I'm just trying to round out her face a little bit so it looks a little bit more natural. And her hands are so small. If you want to just do this color, you can, or you can just dot in the color. So now I'm using the E triple. You would like to see Olo. Okay, we're not doing it tonight. I will try to do it either Friday or next week. I have to see what's on the schedule for my personal life for Friday. If I have appointments or something, I have like an appointment every day this week, and it's really chopping up my week a lot. So now I'm just taking that E000, and I'm coloring that in and kind of blending. So now her face is the highlight. I am going to put some of my markers away so that things don't get out of control. because I plan on getting out of control tonight. All right, I am going to bring in an R21 for the cheeks. You could do an R11, an R12. You could do an RV 93. Girls, you can do whatever you want. It's your card. I don't care if you made her like turquoise skin. I don't care what you do. I'm just, I'm just here for the entertainment value today. And again, I do it like I contour makeup. Don't look at my makeup. Just because I watch a lot of videos on how to contour doesn't mean I necessarily do. But if you're asking me what I would do for a contour, because I know somebody's going to ask me. So one of the things I did is like at the nose, I kind of did like a little triangle above it. And I'm doing like an E or a 3. So I'm kind of going under the eye. Now you could do that with your Scary Dark, which is your E04, but I'm choosing to do the E11, which is my next darkest color. And what's really nice about Copics or any alcohol markers, anything that I'm teaching you, you can use with your other alcohol markers. You can relate it to the other ones. So I am not going to tell you what you have to do. I'm just going to tell you what I do. And I want her to have a really rosy cheek. And then I'm going to use my E00, which is my lightest midtone. And I'm just going to kind of bring that in and around the eye a little bit. Just so that she is really blushing because she loves her hopping. Did you notice that? I said hopping. Hopping. Bum. I don't know. I don't know if they actually hop. But in my world, she does. All right. We are going to start with my reds. So Lisa is pointing out that all theory and direction translates with any medium that you use. Yes, she's absolutely right. So I am going to use my R59, and I'm taking both caps off because it's starting to get humid in this area, even though it's cold. So the Midwest is known for being extremely humid. So I'm going on the back side of the arm because that arm would leave a shadow. Okay. And I'm going around her little rump here. And we can accent these dots, and we can give them a cast shadow too, to make them look like they are popping, like they're buttons or something. So, yep. Dang humid is darn right. So I like a second Scary Dark. So that was E59. This is R29. And I'm going to extend the shadows. So we're going really traditional today. Then we're going to R46, which is my second midtone. And I'm going to start filling that in. Okay. Now this is almost like a spaghetti strap. So I'm leaving that back white. And then we're using R24 as the highlight. So I'm just coloring the rest of that in. So I'm in a sweatshirt because I was freezing today, and then it got warmer. And of course, I didn't adjust for that. And then my studio lights are so bright that it gets very warm up here. So I'm just going to use this R24, and I'm going to go ahead and color her in. I make the assumption that the Ladybug is her. I don't know why. She's just cute, and I love her. Do you know the best thing about having a stamp company is I can truly say that I love everything I'm working with because I'm the one that produced it. Like, if I didn't love it, then we'd have a real problem, you know? So, and then I'm taking the R46 and just doing it above that crease, and I'm going to leave her light on top. All right. We are going to do rainbow hair. So Sandy's saying it's 76 degrees. That's not too bad for your part of the world. I don't know if you want me to tell where you're from. So Justine's justifying my hopping as hopping from flower to flower. Amen, sister. But so Lisa's talking about Mother Puffer like it's started everything. Freaking hilarious. And Happy Flappy, we just when Lisa and I finally just started working together and saying, this is what we want to do, everything like worked out really well. So I'm going to use the R59 again. So you're going to see some magic. So I'm rotating this because with my hair, I want my flicks to be in the way that's comfortable for my wrist. So it may not be fun for your viewing pleasure, but if I don't want my stuff to look like trash, that's what we're doing. And I'm going to give a little bit of red there and a little bit of red there. And I'm thinking this little doodad can be red, and I think one of these curls over here can be red. So here's a little tip. If you ever want your reds to really pop, use a bright yellow like a Y15 or even a Y17 under them as like an underpainting, and then it'll glow through the reds. I'm going to my R29. And we can add colors as we see fit. It's way easier to add than it is to take away with alcohol markers. Okay. Oh, I forgot this little area over here. You guys, if I could do my hair this way, like if it would actually look good, I would totally have this curly hair and I'd have it rainbow. I just thought I'd tell you. So Lisa says that Flower Child and T-Rex are her favorite. So I'm leaving some white space. If you don't leave white space, it's fine. You can always add it in with your gel pen. I think I heard Justine say that on one of her videos the other day, and I thought that was really good advice. Okay, so next we're going to use orange. So I'm going to go in with YR09, 07, and 04. So we're only using 3 colors. So this YR9 plays really nice with the red. You could even use a YR27 or a 68. Okay, so I can kind of go over that red on that little part. And then I'm going to do a little bit here. I'm going to separate this color. Do you see how it's almost the same? That's why we're doing it. That was actually, and then we're going to do just a hair of the YR07. And I guess this little plumage over here I'm going to do in orange as well. Hey, Tanya, how are you? Tanya's here from good old Florence, Kentucky. We're kind of neighbors. Good times. And I'm going to do some orange over here. Okay. Isn't she cute this way? Now this YR09, I feel like we need to put some of that in here. There's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. You know how I was putting all my other markers away. Now I'm like leaving them out because I'm going to work between them at this point. We're going to go into yellow. We're going to use a Y19. For some of you, your order did go out, Tanya. I should have just brought it to your business, because I actually had to go to UPS today because I had a return mail issue. So, and I had to go in. So definitely this YR17 really is probably darker than my Y19. Why does that happen? I don't know. So Bonnie, you think this is cute? I love her. Just love her. Bonnie and the bug. All right, so I'm just sparingly putting in some of these colors. So I really like to color people. I am clearly out of practice with hair. But you know what? We all, like I always tell people, we all started somewhere. So just get your markers out and play. Or maybe the adult coloring books are your jam. It's all fine. It's all about being like your happy place. It's kind of like our therapy. I know for sure coloring is my therapy. Cute, cute, cute. Now we're going to go into the YGs. And I'm using a YG09. Shiloh says it's therapy for you. So you can kind of like add a little bit into those other areas just so it looks like it's like meant to be that way. That was YG09. This is 06. I am doing rainbow. Did you ever think? Rainbows don't happen very often. I just sometimes like to pull things out of my hat just to say I still got it. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if I still got it when we're done. So cute. Green is my favorite color. So I feel like it's going to make an appearance down here too. That was my lightest. And Justine, if you're wondering, I didn't take or drink any more caffeine because I know I told you I thought about doing it for the live. She is adorable. I don't like saying that because I don't like talking about my own creations, but kind of loving her. Kind of loving her. All right, now we're going to do a blue green. All right, I'm going to use a BG18, an 06, and an 05. Maybe a BG02. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I get in here. Yes, my heart says thank you. You're right. So yesterday I had the pleasure of having lunch with Tiffany from our design team. And she does her hair like in a balayage. She does it herself. So she like takes the crown, she lightens it, and then she does like this purple pink color. It is amazing. And if I could like, she does it herself. I mean, I don't even know. She's brave. But she's an artist and she says it's just one more canvas to work with. Can you guys hear my dog breathing? Okay, my throat is extremely dry, so I am going to grab my drink real fast. See, it says safe in the storm. Okay. All right. We're going to go back up here with the BG18. Oh, 07. And we're going to do this real light. We're going to do a BG02. And again, you can leave white spots or you can leave it however you want. All right, now we're going to get into a transition color so that we can do a purple. So for me, that's going to be a B79, 69, 66, and 63. Okay. What is Jax the Adventure Dog up to? This morning I woke up to Sean screaming because both dogs jumped the fence and they had ran all the way down to the park. So we have a park that's attached to our neighborhood as part of the HOA. And they made their way down there. So he had to get dressed and go grab them at like 8 o'clock, 7:30. I think it was 7:30 this morning. So it kind of put him behind going to work. But they're huskies. They like to run. So it was both Homie and Jax. It wasn't just Jax. Jax has become very sweet, you guys, as much as he was going to be like on that he was on the Black Leash program where they were, going to put him up for adoption. I'm sorry, for euthanasia. He is now the biggest love bug. He gets up in Sean's lap all night long. It's the cutest. It's a man and his dog. And I'm all there for it. Okay, one of the things that people say they don't like about Copics is they don't like that there aren't a lot of purples. I actually have a whole series on can we do purples. If you go back in the archives of Instagram and YouTube, you'll actually see all my purple combinations that are out there. Okay, so we're going to do this VO9. Not to be mistaken with VO5, the shampoo that sucks. And we're going light with this. So Justine, we can do purples, and there's a whole playlist on nothing but purples. Because I got tired of people saying that you couldn't do purple. So I'm like, I'm going to prove you wrong. We're going to pop this with a VO1. We're gonna do a purple curl here too. So VO1 was my lightest color, and I'm just coloring that whole kit and caboodle in. I'm gonna start with a VO6 instead of the VO9 because there's not a lot of real estate. VO5. And we're gonna call it done. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in some pink. And we're going to do my marker stuck. Okay. What do you guys think of this rainbow hair? So all the color combinations are free for the taking out on the internet. You just have to do some searching. I do sell swatches. I also sell a coloring guidebook that talks all about the Copic series, like how to blend with them, what their numbers mean, and a light source, and the actual. There's a free download that does not include that, just it does the card fronts. But if you want like me to print it for you on our marshmallow coloring paper, I will do that. I can't remember the price, but it's heck a good deal. And of course, if you take a Copic class from me, you will also get that. Isn't she so cute? Yep. Amazeballs. Shiloh says, yep, great deal. Annie, I didn't see you out. Pop on. Nice to see you, Miss Annie. All right. So those are the colors we used. Good luck. I am going to keep her shirt white, which in my world means gray. So I'm doing a C5. And I'm just putting it in the creases here. I'm going to close in her little spaghetti strap. And I'm going to do a little bit of a shadow there. Okay. That's it. Now I'm going to use the C3 along the bottom of her arm. And you can give her some brownness if you want by just like, we could like give her a little bit of a bicep. Just by doing some creative placement with your markers, you can bring her to life and give her, you know, like she's a workout queen. Mine are more like fly away, flap in the wind. That's what my arms look like, but it's fine. If I can't make fun of myself, then nobody can. So then her back, I just did in a C0. I am going to do her boots. Actually, I'm going to do her stripes. I still want her to be white. So this whole leg is going to be in shadow. So I just did a C3. Okay, I do a little bit of a C3 here. And that's going to be under shadow. And I'm going to leave that thicker part of her leg a little bit more open, but where the crease is. Okay. And I'm leaving that front completely white. We're not even going to go in with that C0. All right. Now she's got these cute little flowers in her hair, and we could do something really like, we could color it white, we could color it yellow, but right now I feel like we've got a whole lot going on with this little girl. So we're going to do her boots, and we're going to do a C7. My C7 is so juicy, you guys, that I'm afraid of it. So this little stripe here, I'm just going to, it looked like a fishnet stocking, like, you know, the top of a stocking would. I don't like it. So I just colored it in flat. So I'm just giving her a little bit of divots here and there to give her shoes a little pizzazz. That was with a C7. And again, we can figure this out in other markers. Guys are killing me. Because even the teacher likes what she likes. We all get comfortable and do our things. Then I'm just coloring the whole thing in with a C3. We're going to blendy, blendy, blendy. Okay. Darling. Absolutely freaking darling. All right. But we still have to ground her. Not as in ground her like she's in trouble, but she's on the grass, for goodness sake. So we're going to use my YG67 where the shadows would be. Artist has put some of those shadows in for you, so you kind of know where they'd be. Okay. I'm going to go do the same thing with the YG17. I'm going to do some stippling and some flicks. Think of it like she's like on just like a little pasture. Okay. We're going to use YG63. Keep sniffling. I went to the eye doctor today. You guys are going to laugh at me. I lost my phone, which is not the funny part. I lose my phone on the regular. Like I really should have like a air tag on my phone. Okay. Because it's always on silent. So it makes it even harder to find. But in the process of trying to get to lunch yesterday, I was frantic, literally frantic. And I bent down to look under my car seat, right? And I took a key went across my eye. I went to the doctor today, he gave me an antibiotic, which, because I'm clumsy, I already had the antibiotic and it started it yesterday. But it's never a bad idea to like fill it anyway. So that happened. But with the weather, you know, it's allergy season. He goes, your right eye looks just as bad. I'm like, thanks, man. Okay. Now, if you want to give this a little bit of zhuzhy, you can go in with a BB25 and you can just add some taller, thicker grass. And this is like the chameleon color that just gives a nice shadow. And I'm just dotting it in. So if your coloring sucks, you can add texture by doing stippling or by taking like a piece of terry cloth, like a washcloth, and putting it in colorless blender and tapping it, and it gives it automatic texture. So what would that look like? So we're going to use my colorless blender marker. So if you go in and you just start dotting, the longer you hold it there, the more it bleaches it, it pushes it out. And you start to get like a mottled look. So it looks like she's standing like on a meadow, like a mossy area in the meadow. Hi, Brian. Long time no see. I think I saw you on Christina's live the other day. What do you guys think? Now, you know I'm doing something with those flowers. We are not done. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put in some clouds. We're going to cover up most of this, but we're going to color our own clouds this time. Boo. Okay, BG10. All right, so let's look at these colors. So this is Boo with like the 000. And you can barely see it. This is Boo with the 00. And that's much more blue. You've got BG11. And you've got BG10. So that's how we're going to do our sky. Okay. So I always start, well, let's just go in and do it. So let's go in with the Boo 00. And we're going to start with a cloud. And we're going to do it by flicking. And maybe do one down here. And we're going to So as I'm swiping to the middle, I'm kind of picking up my marker. Okay. I feel like there needs to be okay. So that was the B double or 00. Now we're going to go in with the triple. We're going to do it overlapping and just lightly extending that, bringing it up and down. Okay. Oh, we need to do it here too. Okay. BG 11. And we're going to bring that BG 11 because this is more green. We're going to kind of put some over that blue. And that's what's nice about these markers is that they're translucent and they're buildable. So you can really blend these to get whatever color sky you actually want. I don't know if you know, but there's like no real way to scrub a sky. Like if you think it's too stripy, you can start to color some of it in and connect it. The sky's the limit. No pun intended. Well, maybe. Okay. So you just keep working it until you like it. Now this is the BG10. Do we need something maybe? Okay, that way we're just kind of connecting everything. And if you've lost any of the colors and you want to add some more depth in, you just keep going. You, like I said, you can't really screw up a sky. This is a good way to do water too. I mean, it needs to be a little bit more connected. But you're basically keeping your lines straight as much as you can. Okay. You would freak out. It's just lateral lines. I mean, I used to freak out. I think that looks, I haven't done this in at least 6 months and I actually feel like it looks like trash. All right. Now that I've covered up everything in my workspace, we are going to mount this onto the black cardstock. Now we could do we could do a border, but we're going to do big letter. So far we've done the, well, I haven't shown you. So I did this on my Scan and Cut. You could do it on your Cricut or if you had a die, but I cut out the letters hello. So they're long, big hello. So let's glue, actually, before we do that. Oh, I dropped it. Before we get all crazy pants in here, let's do something with the inside of the card. So I'm going to use this cute little guy. And the sentiment that we're going to use is the life is better with a friend like you. So I'm going to fold him down. Hey, Tanya, since we're in the same area, do you hear tornado sirens, or is that just my imagination? I feel like I hear something. It could be the people talking in my heads, in my heads, in my, in my inner voice is talking. I don't know. So I'm putting this in here. You know what? I think it's music that I'm hearing downstairs. I think it's coming in through the air vents from I think my husband's probably streaming something. So we're gonna stamp him down. Not my husband. The stamp set. So I am not coloring this little guy. He's just going to be a happy little accident, with like Bob Ross would say. So cute. You know what? I said we were going to use the Love You Bug Time, but I think we're going to actually use Ladybug Hugs. Oh, I hate doing this stuff on camera because I need to see if it's straight. Not bad for government work. Okay, I'm using Versifying Nocturne. Versifying Claire Nocturne. And that's on the inside of the card. This is a fast drying pigment ink, but be aware that it's a pigment ink, so it will smear if you're doing crazy things. I am going to clean this, because if I don't do it now, it'll I just throw it on the floor. The floor is a dangerous place, to the point that I already can't find it. Okay, there it is. So I think soon we're going to come out with something that's going to help you prime your stamps, like the first time you get it, like from the manufacturer, so it stamps well. I have that in the works. I just haven't completed it. So that's the inside. I'm going to zoom out just a hair so you don't see all my crazy. Where's your ruler? Hey, Yuck Your Yum fan. It's somewhere else. And if you know what Yuck Your Yum means, or where that came from, then you're giggling. If not, then you're just not part of the joke. But don't yuck my yum. Yes, I colored on the back of one of my advertisements from Scrapbook Expo. Nothing is going to waste in my craft room. So I'm using my Barely Art glue. Yes, it's in my craft room somewhere. So I originally intended on having this be have a border, but that's why I did a black card base. Totally could skip that. Now I don't know if you know this about our card bases, but this coal cardstock, which is our version of black, is very black. I should have called it something besides coal, because I think people think of it as more gray. But it's the black as a black. It is a great smooth cardstock. It's 110 pounds, and it's great for hot foiling. So I have been told it's one of the better on the market, but I have some biased friends. So I would encourage you to try it out and see what you think. All right, we're going to see if I have all the letters because, I mean, you can't leave me to my own devices too long without me losing it all. And I would be very, 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 very upset if I lost them all. Looks like I might have a rogue O, and it was in here. I promise. That might be yucky. Oh, I found her. It's not yucking my yum. All right. All right. Just because I'm channeling my inner Shiloh for her birthday, I'm going to put a little tag on this. Now, these are self-adhesive, so these are on the back side. So that is sticky. So one way to get rid of adhesive gunk is to take your Pick and Main or any embossing tool. But right now I'm loving the Pick and Main. Or you could use your furry clothes from your husky, whatever you want. I am going to sneak a little bit of glue down in that corner just for good measure because it's not sticking to something. Look at me. That's for you, Shiloh. Photo corners and birthdays. So, all right. Now I hear someone telling me I should use my ruler. If I can put my hand on it in 10 seconds, then I will. Dreams do come true, Lisa. So I'm using a handy dandy T ruler. Any T ruler will do, whether it's a 6-inch one or if it's 12 inches like I've got. So now we're going to lay this out. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to keep that from moving, the card base, because something's got to be freed up. Oh, you guys, I have from Glassboard Studios. I do have this bar ruler that I could use, but I like the T ruler. Ow, my thumb didn't. I like the T ruler because it gets everything straight. It's only as like straight and as teed off as what the person who's using it though. So if somebody wasn't talking about the ruler, I would have already just done these wonky and said I did it on purpose. What do you guys think of that? Now, Justine and I got into a conversation today, and she says that when she talks to her European fans, that they think that hi and hello cards are weird. That's only a US thing. I think they're weird too. They are not. I usually send birthday cards, sympathy cards, thinking of you. I'm sorry I screwed up cards, but I never send hi. hello, but maybe this challenge will change that for me. I don't know. It's amazing what Craft Roulette makes you do. And just so everybody knows, might be first of all, did you see that they finally were able to cover up that nail? I never lost it 100%. I mean, it still could like fall off, I think, but they covered it up with some dip. So I feel like I got it. And I totally copied Justine because I saw her do a video and she had her chromey pastel nails and I had to have them. So thank you, Justine, for the inspo. And my head is right in the way. I'm telling you, getting old is hard, you guys. Especially after you rubbed a key over your eye the day before. Because everything's blurry. And it was my really good eye that I did that too. So all I can tell you is don't do that. I highly recommend not dragging a keychain across your eyeball. Has anybody like freaked out by the thought of that? It freaked me out when I did it. I'm getting out. Thank you, Justine. Justine's like anytime, girl. I love it when crafty friends. I always stamp it twice on each end, so if I don't lob it off where I want it, like the first time, then I have a second chance. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. So now I'm lining up the U of the U with my plastic guard. I've got to find my cleaner guillotine so you guys don't have to keep looking at this because it's awful. Okay, we are going to pop this up because it wouldn't be a joy card without that. Now, if you didn't want to cut out, like if you didn't want to go and do things on your machine, you could use our dang whoa yikes and you could put a cute sentiment with it. There's a lot of things that you could do. I just wanted it to say hello for my Craft Roulette card. But you might see a hello, even though I'm not a hello kind of card maker, but I think a lot of people are here in the States. And this is really exciting, you all. I opened up the website so people in Europe and other countries can now purchase from us. And I've gotten a couple orders from Sweden, and this is rough. Sweden and Switzerland. So thank you, ladies that have bought from me. That was very, very kind. Now, because I have somebody that wants to talk to me about a ruler, I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to put some glue on this because I need a little bit of wiggle room. Europe, UK, all of Europe, all of the Netherlands. So happy shopping, you guys. I figured out a way to get like some decent shipping rates. So I just did, customs and that kind of stuff. Y'all are going to have to pay those when it comes into your country. I don't collect all that and get into all that stuff. But yay! So we've got new customers. I think they've been like eyeing our company for a while, but they weren't able to purchase from us. So I said we were going to do a little something with those flowers in her hair. Well, I think First of all, I think I need to find a container to dump these in. I think every little fairy... Oh, we didn't do her wings, you guys. We're going to do... Oh, we'll do that in a minute. I dumped out a lot of big stones. I want some of the smaller stones. So we're going to give her bling in her where her flowers are. Because I think every little fairy girl would have bling. I mean, I would have bling, and I'm far from being in the fairy world, but as far as like, mystical thing, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a researcher type person, and I read like stuff that I'm going to learn from. I very rarely read like mythical stuff or that kind of stuff. I guess I'm boring, but it's just not my genre. Now, if it's fiction and it's based in like kind of like a period or something like that, where it can lean towards like nonfiction, that I will, but I'm just not that person. Oh, I put that in upside down. Okay, let's get her off of there. It'd be really pretty, and I don't have any in the shop. So this is girl's best friend. But the fairy dust that I used to have, they were like iridescent, and they shifted pastels. Oh my God, they were so pretty. I need to order some. I need to order some for you guys because I think you would enjoy them. I know Sandy Powers would be all over them. You guys, that woman, every time I put out a release, she is on it like Johnny on the spot. She's got to have it all. She makes me giggle. I feel like I'm her dealer. And I feel like I'm becoming her friends' dealers too. She's a huge enabler. Thank you, Sandy, for that. And thank you to everybody who has bought this release and last release. We actually have done fantastic with this release for only being like 4 days old. You guys have been very generous to me. Is that it? Okay, so the glue will dry clear, and you won't see the cloudiness. You see the cloudiness right now because it's still wet under there. So now we are going to add some white. I left my Copic Acrea lid off overnight. The last time I used it, I bought 2 more, but don't judge me, they're in my bedroom. Why? I don't know. Don't know. Can't answer all those ridiculous questions that I leave for myself. I guess when you carry stuff upstairs, everybody has a landing place, and it seems like my bedroom has been the landing place lately. This one's dead. Okay. We're gonna find a marker. We're gonna find a white that I can use. I'm always on the lookout for the next best white, and I think it's the Copic Acrea. I really do. Then I think the Sharpie white is the next, and the Copic. Come on. But the Sharpie is not showing, so I don't know about you guys, but I actually just throw my white gel pens in the garbage when they don't work 99% of the time. I don't have time to deal with all this crazy stuff. I found lip balm. Found a white eraser. There's the Sharpie. Okay. So this is the Sharpie acrylic marker with the brush tip. So I am going to add like, sorry you guys had to like wait on me. But the heart wants what the heart wants. Were you drawing smiley faces on Sleepy Sean again? Girl, you're trying to get me in trouble. I plead the fifth. He does not wake up nicely. I would never even attempt that. So you can add little stars in here. You can add little dots. Because she's a fairy, you can do whatever you want. All right, so you guys know how I feel about like stickles and all those things that take forever to dry. But I just remembered, why don't we ever pull out like our Wink Stellas or our Crafter Companion markers to just add shimmer? So I was just testing mine to see if it still worked. So I'm just glittering up her wings. Now you could add blue, you could add whatever, and you could even put some in her hair. I mean, go wild. I mean, she's the bomb diggity, girls. Anywhere you want the shimmers make me happy. And I do think if I can find a heart, we're going to use a heart. You know that I love me a good heart on a card, like a gemstone on my cards. I can't find the red what you call it, doodads, but I do have these clay ones. These came from Michael's like 1,000 years ago. So like I legit still have, I kept my stash. Because no embellishment goes to waste here. So Colette says that every card needs a little bit of shimmer and sparkle. Agreed. Do you know what I think needs a little bit of shimmer? Is I think that we need to give it the Ladybug. I feel like she didn't get a lot of attention. So let's see. I threw it. If you had 30 markers in front of you, it would all disappear too. I feel like this little guy needs some shimmer. I know you can't see it on camera, but in person, it's beautiferous. My mom used to say beautifers. So what do you think? Life is better with, hello, life is better with a friend like you. And she's magical. And then Ladybug hugs and flower kisses and our little Ladybug in there. I love him. So let me look at the Craft Roulette parameters one more time to make sure I got it. So we had to use hello. So we've got hello for our project. Hops are hopping and our bug is hopping. And it looks like she's getting ready to hop too and fly away. Strawberry field. So I used the red and the green and I gave it clouds. And then big letters. We did like I think like 2.5-inch letters. And again, I just cut that from my cutting machine. If you have a die or a cutting machine, you could do it too. But this is it. I am ready to submit. You're right. So this is what I've got going on for the day. And I'm really happy. I'm so glad that we didn't have any technical, difficulties like we did last week. I gave up last week. I could not get my computer to even turn on. And then I got it to turn on. I couldn't get everything else to turn on. So let's. There we go. I love her. Okay, you guys, we're going to call it a night. I think that was our Craft Roulette. If I don't have an appointment on Friday afternoon, I'll be back on Friday afternoon, God willing. If not, I will see you Tuesday night for some other shenanigans of some sort. If you have any questions about new products or our website, you just holler at me and I'll answer it. We do have messaging on our through Shopify, so you can definitely contact me. Now, if it's late at night, you may or may not get me to answer. If it's super early in the morning, you may not, but I'll eventually answer this, and I do look at them on the regular. So, all right, I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Isn't that amazing? I think so anyway. Toodles.